Put your hands together for Jamil. So, so, ladies and gentlemen, when Monica and I decided to leave our previous company and come over to Experior in 2022, there was about 2,100 agents at that point in time. And so, just not even 3 years ago, we've gone from 2,100 to now over 8,000 agents. So, I always say this: listen, if you find somebody who knows where they're going and has a track record and can prove to you why you should unhook your little red wagon from where it's at to them, do that. Anybody ever heard of Microsoft or Apple? See, we know the top dogs, right? But guess what? They brought a lot of people with them that became wealthy as well. So I'm just telling you, hey, listen, look at the opportunity, look at the timing, look at where we're at, and look at this company where we're headed. So number one, owner. Let's talk about ownership. Anybody besides myself ever want to own something, or did you just want to work for somebody else and let them reap the benefits? There's a difference why people in real estate say, listen, do you want to be an owner or do you want to be a renter? Because renters are just making the owner wealthy, right? Well, it's the same thing. If you're going to get into this industry, do you want to own your clients or do you want to basically lease them to the company you're working for? So number one, you own your clients contractually. So when somebody joins our organization, they fill out, it's kind of like an application, but we call it an agency ownership agreement, an AOA. And so on there on point 12 of that agreement, it says that you, Jason, the associate, not Experior, owns your book of business. So you own it contractually. That's number one. Number two, once you become, we call them internally an executive director, but it's basically an agency owner. That's what Monica and I are. We're executive directors, agency owners for the company. You now own your agency. What does that really mean? Well, it means that you have ownership. Within that ownership comes some perks. Number one, you get 2,000 shares of Experior stock. Okay, we're not a publicly traded, we're a privately traded company, but you have equity shares within the company. And these are not just a certificate that you get to say, hey, look at me. These are F shares that we could sell. So I always tell other people who say that they have a equity program, can you sell what you have? And they say, I don't know. All I got is a certificate, right? Well, guess what? We've signed our shares, they're F shares, and we could go sell them. Now, we're not going to sell them because we'd be a fool to do that, right? And then the third thing is our ownership in Experior goes beyond the equity share. So let's say something happens to Monica or I, 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road. Let's just say we're making $250,000 a year. If something happens to both of us at the same time, 75% of the revenue that our agency generates. So that means when Jason goes out and writes business, or Jamil or Steve or Reba, they go out and write business, that our beneficiary is still getting 75% of that business. Now, that's for somebody who's not licensed. Let's say one of our children, we have 5 adult children from the ages of 24 to 35. If one of them decides to get licensed, the company would transfer 100% of our business over to them. Now, see, guys, I was at other companies before this. We never had anything like this. We didn't own anything. We didn't own our clients. We didn't own our agency. And we definitely didn't have any equity shares in the company. And we didn't have a legacy plan. One of those things is pretty good, but to have them all, that's greatness. That's what you have here at Experior. Next slide. So again, this is literally in the agreement. Number 12, ownership of business. The parties hereby acknowledge and agree that all insurance and investment business placed pursuant to this agreement shall be owned by the associate. Who's the associate, Jason? Right, that's you. In the event this agreement is terminated for any reason, and if at such time the associate is indebted to Experior, the parties agree that to the extent of such indebtedness, Experior shall have a lien against the book of business. What does that mean? Jason decides to leave Experior to go to XYZ. He owes the company $1,000 for whatever reason. Somebody charged back. He had something that was due to the company. They're saying, Jason, until you pay up that $1,000, we're not going to release your business. But as soon as you do, we're releasing your book of business, and you can take that to your next company. Okay? So, guys, when I say it's contractually, it's contractually. Next slide. So, Experior Share Program. How do you qualify? Next slide. So, I'm not going to get into every single piece of this. Here's what I wanted to let you know. That when Monica and I became executive directors, we had what's called our silver legacy. Okay. And basically, we got 2,000 shares. We're going for this year, we're going for our senior executive director. And some of the requirements over here have changed, so we need to update this. But basically, we got to have 175,000 in 12-month cash flow, and we need to promote out 2 executive directors that each make 100,000. Or even if you're not an executive director, because we do have people within the company. We actually have a guy in our company who's not an executive director that just went over $600,000 in income. Not even an executive director. But guess what? You'll get another 3,000 shares. So the total you can get is 14,000 shares. Can't buy them. They're earned. They're sweat equity. People say, well, Rich, what are they worth today? They're worth about $10 a share. Think about this. Think about Amazon in 1999. How much was it worth? Not much. How many of you would like to have 14,000 shares of Amazon worth what it's worth today? Anybody besides myself? Guys, so as our company grows, this is the thing that I want you to think about. As the company grows from 4,000 agents to 8,000 agents, you think more business was submitted with 8 than 4? Yes. Our insurance sales are up, our licenses are up, our annuities is up, our investments is up, everything is up. When companies do that, guess what? The valuation goes up. And so as we continue to go up, guess what? We're going to make more money, right? And so the share value will become more and more. Next slide, please. Okay. So there's five streams of income on how you make money here at Experior. Number 1 is personal income. You go out and you help a family with their insurance, with their investments, with their debt, whatever that it is. You help a small business. You help set up a 401k. You help a teacher with their 403b. Whatever that it is, that's how you make income. Okay. Now you're an agency owner, right? So you have the equity shares. So that's the second way you make money. Number 3 is we're expanding, right? We're looking for people that are in Houston, for example, in Oklahoma, in different parts of the country. We have agents down in Florida. We have them in Pennsylvania, in Maryland, in Washington State, Oklahoma, in Texas, and probably other states that I'm not mentioning. Well, guess what? You go out there and you open up your office. It could be a virtual office or it could be a brick and mortar office. Well, guess what? You get paid on the overrides of those other agency owners. We call it executive directors. Okay. You get bonuses. You get bonuses on what you personally do. You also get bonuses on what your whole team or organization does. Okay. We have people getting $20,000 and $25,000 a month bonuses. Anybody like to get a bonus? Absolutely. I mean, hey, if you're getting $20,000 or $25,000 a month bonuses, you're like, well, crap, how much money are they making? Well, they're making a lot of money. They're helping a lot of people. Understand, you get paid in direction for the number of people that you help. Okay. And then residuals. One of the great things about this industry is you can do something once and get paid for it forever. You can do that on the annuity side. You can do that on the on the life side. You can do that on the health side. You can do that on the advisory side, right? Because it's going to be residual income. So this is just an example that if you go out and you help somebody, and this is just on the insurance side, okay? If we put everything together, most people would not believe it. So I want to keep it very, very realistic. So if you help somebody, let's just say their insurance for the whole family is $250 a month. That's a $3,000 a year premium. And we just use a 90% factor, okay? If you do that as a brand new person at a 70%, you're going to make $1,890. So what if you went out there part-time as you have your full-time job, as you're getting licensed, you're learning this industry, and you help two families and you make right under $4,000? That'd be pretty good? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. But now let's say you get promoted. How do you get promoted? You go do $5,000 of annualized premium, and now we promote you to a senior financial associate. Doing the same thing, now you make $2,200. Still help two families. Now you're making about $4,500. Then you get a place where Jamil is, and Jason is, and Steve is, right? You're senior managers. You do the same thing. Now you're at $2,700. And now you become an executive director like Monica and I. Now we're at a 115. That's the bottom one. That's 3,100. But if you get some bonuses within there as a senior executive director, you're at 120. Now you're getting paid 3,240. Guys, we have people making six figures by just going out there and personally helping people. Okay, you don't have to. You can do all of this, or you can just say, listen, I just want to be a financial professional going out there and helping people and making a difference in my community. Okay. Monica and I, we're working on a couple deals right now that will pay us over $21,000 personally. I know we have an agent that's working on a big case for somebody out in California that once he closes that, he's going to make over $20,000 off of that case. So guys, you can make money here. You can help people. You can make a difference. Next slide. So this is just an example of if you want to build a team, okay? Let's say you go out and you do $8,000 of annualized premium. You help, 2 to 4 clients a month. You have a team that does 30, okay? At a 90% grid, that's almost $200,000. Anybody like to make a couple $100,000 a year? It's not a bad living, right? I don't care if you're living in Dallas, Fort Worth, Oklahoma City, Houston, or even Toronto. Now in Toronto, you probably got to make $400,000 to bring in the same amount of money because the Canadian dollar isn't worth quite what it is here in the U.S. Right, Marino?
Absolutely correct.
Next slide. So, oops. Did you go 2 slides or 1 slide? Okay. All right.
Go back one more, Monica.
So if you
I see. Okay.
So guys, if you still just do 8,000, okay, and your team goes out there and does basically 60,000, that's almost a $300,000. Now I know some people are like, there ain't no way, guys. We have people in the company that are making that kind of money, okay. And so I want to show you one last slide. So that next slide, babe. So here is an example of our legacy ownership. Remember I said, hey, what if something would happen to you and you could still make, your beneficiaries would still make money because of something that you built? So you wouldn't have your 8,000 anymore because you're no longer here, right? But what if you just had a agency that did 30,000, right? Guys, you would still get paid. Your beneficiaries over here on the silver would get paid $13,297 a month over a 10-year payout. That's $1.5 million. Now people are like, listen, I want to be able to do something for my family. Go build this business because of the legacy that we have. Something happens to you, guess what? That's a $1.6 million payment to your family over 10 years. Is that pretty good? Yes or no? It's unbelievable, right? You know, so now let's say you become gold. You just have to do more production. That's how you get to these higher levels, you know, as an entire your business. But now you're at gold, so you get 25% after 10 years. The silver, you don't get anything after 10 years. So now you get 25%. Well, look at this. Over a 20-year payout, that's 2.1. Over a 50-year payout, because this goes to infinity, 3.7 million. Okay. And with platinum, after 10 years, you get 50%. So if you look at over 50 years, now you're at 5.8 million. And at 75%, you're at 7.9 million. Now, guys, I don't know about you, but it's like, you ever dreamt about being the go-to person in your family? What if you built a business that not only helped your own family, helped other families, but left a legacy that you had ownership with that continued to pay your family if you were here or not? That's what Experior offers. But most people, they can't see beyond just helping that first client or that first business owner or that first school or that first company. And guess what? You go do that, you'll get paid on that. But over time, you'll build a business that will produce revenue, and other people will want to do the same. And that way, if something happens to you, you're not just relying on your income. You have a whole team of agents that you've hired, trained, and developed with the help of Experior, and the help of people like myself and Steve and Jason and other people on here, and Jamil, that we can show you on how to do this. Will it happen overnight? No. Nothing worth doing is going to happen overnight unless you win the lottery. And then if you win the lottery, you understand that the average lottery winner is broke in 3 years, right? So you're going to need people like us to help you put together plans so you can last more than 3 years with your millions. Next slide, babe. So I always say, what's the worst that's going to happen? Hey, see if you qualify for the positions that we have, right? You come in, you get a great education about money, you get licensed if you're not licensed, and you walk away with a plan. Best case, you do what we did. Came in, we plugged into the system, we were coachable, trainable, and teachable, and now we're executive directors for the company, we're shareholders, we're six-figure income earners, and we're looking for other people that can do the same. Because even with 8,000 agents, if we put them all 8,000, even in Dallas, Fort Worth, or even in Houston, you realize we wouldn't have enough people. People are retiring. The baby boomers, guess what? They're retiring. I can't remember the stat off the top of my head, but every so many seconds, a baby boomer is retiring. And then you're going to have my generation, which will be Generation X. And then we'll just have the next generation, the next generation, the next generation. This is really it's a industry that no matter if the market's doing well or if the market's doing bad, that you have a place to go help people. People always dying, people always being born, people always buying a house, people always changing jobs. Everything is always changing. Nothing is ever the same. Guess what? We provide financial education. We provide financial solutions. They're going to go get their business done by somebody. Why not you? Why not you be the man or woman who educates them on the right products with the right plan and be able to build a legacy for you and your family? So guys, that's who we are. That's what we do. This is what we're looking for. We're looking for the right person with the right attitude to be able to take advantage of our system, of our legacy, of our agency ownership, of equity in the company. I truly believe there'll be people that just come to Experior, become an executive director, make 100,000, and will become a multimillionaire because of the equity that you get to build and the ownership that you have. Because you may not want to build a huge organization, but there are people in our company who wants to build hundreds of thousands of agents. That's their goal. Might not be your goal, as long as you own a part of the company, you're going to reap the benefits for what they're building. And our CEO, Jamie Prickett, he's only 43 years old. He said, listen, I'm doing this until the day that I die. It's just part of who he is. So guys, here's what I'll tell you to do. The next step, if you're interested in what we have to offer, let's see if you qualify. Get back with the person who invited you. Sit down, get all your questions answered that you need to have answered. Let the person that invited you get some information from them and to them, and see if you're a right fit for us. Guys, we appreciate you being on tonight. Thank you for your time. For those that are interested, you go, you know something? This sounds pretty good. We're actually doing a training tonight. We have one of our product partners called Augustar that's coming on. Just whoever invited you, ask them for the link. Come be a fly on the wall this evening from 6:30 to about 7:45. Every Tuesday night, we do training for all of our agents in a group format. You know, we'll probably have about anywhere from 20 to 35 people on. Come get some more information, see what kind of training that we provide, and then ask yourself, hey, I'm looking for support. I'm looking for somebody who can take me by the hand, that can literally, you know, take me to the next level. If you're already licensed, great. Hey, maybe you learned something that you didn't know. But either way, just get back with whoever invited you. And again, we appreciate your time this evening. And thank you very much and have a great evening. Take care, guys.